Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and welcome to episode 19 of the DGA podcast. I am your host, Vince, and with me in the studio is...
Idly.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello there. So, episode 19, I know we've been taking a lot of breaks. We used to do these weekly, but that became too much. There's just too much going on. So we're going to try and do this monthly. I want to do one at least monthly just so that I can get my Patreon thank yous out there, and that's included in this particular episode for February. So this week we're going to do something a little different in terms of a top 5. Well, typically we do a top 5, but today we're going to break the mold a little bit, do something a little daring, and do a top 10.
Stay on target.
I know. Stay on target. I'm trying my best. I really am. So, yeah.
Stay on target.
All right. Top 10. No video games this week. We're going to do a top 10. Let's go ahead and read this off properly now. Top 10 movies that we'd watch anytime, anywhere.
Sorry, he's photobombing.
Of course he is. Do you have that on your bingo card?
That's so funny.
All right. It's at least once a podcast that he has to do that. Yes, we see you looking at me. It's okay. Okay. So I'm not going to pick on my own son for the first 5 minutes of this podcast. All right. So top 10 movies that we'd watch anytime, anywhere. These are movies that, just top 10 movies wouldn't have been, I think, accurate. I mean, I can think of my top 50 movies, but these are movies that, I wouldn't mind sitting down and watching right now. Even though I've probably seen them already this year once, and it's 2021 at this moment, and I've seen it in January, then I'd probably want to see it again in February. And even still, this was a tough list, because there are a lot that I'd want to keep watching over and over and over again if I could. Now, I have a big caveat to this list, at least on my end of it. I left off all Star Trek and all Star Wars movies.
Wow.
Reason being A, there would be a lot of movies on there. And B, I'd like to do a specially themed Star Trek and Star Wars podcast down the line. Maybe feature our favorite Star Wars movies, favorite Star Trek movies, episodes, whatever. So I don't want to overlap and talk about things in this podcast that would then sort of bleed over to the other one. So for me, I removed all of my Star Trek and Star Wars movies. I know, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but it had to be done. So just be warned that there's no Star Trek or Star Wars anywhere on my lists for that reason. But if I could include them, I would. Okay. So, because there's a couple of Star Wars movies I'm hankering to see right now, actually. But anyway. All right, so because this is a top 10 and not a top 5, I guess we should get started straight away. Do you want to do your number 10 first?
Sure.
What was your number 10?
Mine is, why does your Discord stream keep freezing? That is not the name of a movie title, sorry.
I was about to Google that. Was that released sometime? What are you watching on your movies.com or whatever it is? All right. I think it's a network connection issue. My OBS is fine. So as long as my OBS doesn't freeze up, we're okay.
All right, so my number 10 was actually a movie called The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
All right, now I think I've heard of this. Now, there was no video for this podcast. I don't want to get with copyright or get fined for trying to play a movie, and then anyway. So I have none of that. I do have a couple of sound effects, but none for her list. So what is this movie that you speak of?
So it's a pretty great movie. I saw it when I was really young. My parents were watching it, and I was watching it, and ever since then, I watched it over and over. It was released in 1992, and it's a psychological thriller, and it's about a woman who is a babysitter or a nanny of sorts, and she kind of tries to insert her life, her own life, into that family. She's kind of
Sorry, I had to. Go ahead, continue.
She's kind of like taking over the mom's life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of creepy, like to know that your babysitter is trying to get rid of you, you know, to take over
Why don't they just fire her?
the family. Because I guess the mom is deemed crazy, you know, like she's trying to make the mom seem insane.
I could have sworn I've seen this or heard of it because that plot line sounds very familiar to me.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's nostalgic too.
Okay. Now, you're showing me up here. You actually read off the year that it was released, the kind of movie. I didn't do any of that.
I just Googled it.
Okay, all right, because I was about to say, I'm like, man, my game is so off. Like, she's all about the details. It was produced by blah, blah, blah.
No, I'm trying to, since we have like really long lists.
The person serving the donuts in the studio was...
The main actress starred Annabella Sciorra, and...
Oh, wow, okay.
I'm trying to keep it short and sweet.
Stay on target.
Just the release and what the movie's about, and that's it. Now it's your turn.
My turn. All right. My number 10 was a movie called 12 Angry Men.
Oh man, that was a good one.
I like 12 Angry Men. Again, this kind of got onto the list because Star Trek and Star Wars were not on it. But 12 Angry Men is an older movie. It first appeared in black and white. I do have a couple of sound effects for it. But, yeah, sound effects for an old movie. I think it was 1960. I could be wrong about that. 1950, 1960, something like that. But it's a movie about 12 jurors, 2 male jurors that come in and they have to decide whether or not this kid is innocent or guilty. And the movie ends up being about prejudices and personality clashes, and it was a all-star cast if I remember correctly, and the movie was even remade recently. I think it was like 1990 or I don't know, but I know the movie was remade in color recently, and it was really good. Maybe it was 2000, maybe it was later than that, 2015, 2018. Anyway, so yeah, 12 angry men, 12 angry jurors sitting down to decide whether or not this kid is guilty based on what they've seen. We don't see the courtroom. We don't see anything, just the jury room. It's a hot day. People are complaining. It starts with one person that does not want the kid to be guilty, and then that person has to try and convince the rest of the jurors that the kid is actually innocent. And then they're coming up with all these different topics and, you know, but it's a great movie. I highly recommend watching it. For an old-timey movie, this is a movie I learned about in high school. In my honors English class in the 11th grade, we did a 12 Angry Men thing, and that's when I first learned about it. And then we watched the movie in class, and it was really good. So thank you, school. One of the few things I learned from school that I am using today, 12 Angry Men, the movie.
You showed me the 1997 film, the color film.
Is it 1997? Okay.
Yeah. I've never seen the one from 1957, the black and white film.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Both are good. I have a couple of clips here. And again, this is of the old movie. And this is why I think I liked it so much. We had all these different personality traits. And here's one of the clips.
He was born in a slum. Slums are breeding grounds for criminals. I know it, and so do you. It's no secret children from slum backgrounds are potential menaces to society.
Mm-hmm. And then the other one.
When I was a kid, I used to call my father Sir. That's right, Sir. You ever hear a kid call his father that anymore?
Just little things like that throughout the movie. We had some racists on the panel. We had, you know, kids that were, you know, I guess beat by their dad, or some of these jurors were beat by their dad and were taking it out on the kids. So like all of these different story arcs come together, and these different personality traits are revealed about the different jurors that, you know, just sort of shine a light on humanity itself. And I don't know, the movie really appealed to me. So, cool. I know you like the movie. I like the movie. At some point, you have to see the older one.
Yeah, I see that Jack Klugman is in there. I didn't know that. He's like an amazing actor. Now I have to see this movie.
Okay. If I can find it, I'll show it to you, but I'm sure you'll find it before I will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What was your number 9?
Number 9 was Con Air.
Con Air with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
How dare you? Con Air?
This movie is amazing. It's so action packed and it's hilarious.
So is Die Hard, but we don't pick Die.
I almost put Die Hard on.
Really?
It.
Okay.
But I've seen Con Air so much more, and it's just so funny. It's like such a funny. It's not. I don't think it's supposed to be super comedy, but I found it really hilarious.
I've seen it once. Wasn't that Steve Blemick or whatever his name is?
Buscemi?
That's it. In there, I know Nicolas Cage is in there. I don't know who else, but I've seen the movie once, and it was.
It had some pretty dark scenes in it, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's nostalgic. This list is mostly nostalgia. Maybe it's not very like a good movie list.
Yeah,
but
okay.
nostalgic.
Top 10 movies we're nostalgic about, even if they suck.
Yeah, I liked it. It was
Yeah.
super action packed, and I don't know. I just thought it was pretty good.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh my gosh, hold on. I have to fix my list.
Why? What happened?
I put Con Air twice.
All right. Well, while you're fixing your list, I will
funny.
slowly move into my number 9.
Yeah, go ahead.
My number 9 was Air Force One. I like a good Harrison Ford movie. That being said, I think this is one of his better ones. Again, putting aside Star Wars, putting aside another movie that's on my list, Air Force One was pretty darn good, I gotta say. Very action-packed. In the beginning of the movie, he was like all about here's the clip.
We will never negotiate. We will no longer tolerate, and we will no longer be afraid. It's your turn to be afraid.
It's hard to hear, but basically he's giving that speech on the podium in Russia, I think it was. You know, we don't negotiate with terrorists, and they're the ones that are going to be afraid. And then Air Force One gets hijacked, his family's in danger, and now he's got to negotiate with the terrorists to prevent his family from dying. You know what I mean? So it's a slippery slope for him, and the movie is just, I don't know, it's just, I love a good Harrison Ford movie, and that one is really well done. I do have there wasn't a whole lot of Air Force One clips. I found this one.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
But that's a Star Wars clip, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also found this one, but,
Who does that?
that was Peter Griffin
Oh,
singing
okay.
the Star Wars tune. Yeah.
Say.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's all the Air Force One, quote-unquote, Air Force One quotes that I have. But yeah, you've seen Air Force One, and did you enjoy it?
Yeah, actually, that was almost on my top list, but then I started remembering other movies, and now it's in my
Honorable mentions?
Yeah, there you go.
Gotcha. I know you're busy trying to fix your list while talking to me.
No, I'm good now. It's all good.
You sure you're good? Okay.
Yeah.
Should we move on to number 8?
Yeah.
All right. What was your number 8?
It's a movie called The Others, starring Nicole Kidman, and it was released in 2001.
The Others. Is that like a midnight M. Night Shyamalan movie? Or no?
Is it?
I don't know. I'm asking. The Others sounds like something like a M. Night Shyamalan would do.
It's yeah, I guess, huh? No, it's directed by Alejandro Amenabar. I don't know if that's Spanish or what.
Hold on, I have I believe. Now I can't guarantee this, but I believe I do have a quote of or a clip of that. There we go.
Yep.
This music plays whenever he's directing.
I see.
Anyway, go ahead. Continue.
It's a really good, creepy movie. You know, it's hard to find horror movies nowadays, and this wasn't like a horror movie, but it was like it was a creepy movie about a woman who lives in this really creepy family house with her children, and she's convinced that the house is haunted. And it's great all the way through, and the ending is so memorable and it's so fantastic that it would just spoil the rest of the movie, and I can't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. No spoilers if we can
No
help
spoilers.
it.
No.
But that sounds interesting. So you
It's
said
a
it wasn't
good-
that it wasn't that scary. That was it more jump scares or was it more like psychological?
It was more psychological. It had maybe like 2 or 3 jump scares, but it was definitely a psychological
So
thriller.
like Mel Gibson Signs, where the aliens are barely
Yeah.
shown. Okay.
Kind of,
All
yeah.
right.
More things are shown in here for sure, but man, the story is just amazing. Like, oh my god. Sorry, I wish I could say things, but I can't.
I understand. Well, like the beginning of the movie. I mean, I'm sure there's no spoilers there, right?
No.
Okay.
Like she moves. She's in a house, and she's just convinced that the house is haunted.
I see.
She's waiting for her husband, I think, to come home from the sea or the military or whatever, and it takes place like olden days, like in the olden days.
Like olden, as in like 1920s, 30s, or 1800s,
Yeah.
or okay.
Yeah.
Old West, where are we?
No, not Western, like
Medieval.
Victorian.
Victorian. Okay. All right.
Something like that.
Gotcha. All right. Fair enough. I'll have to watch it at some point.
Oh yes.
My number 8, and I'll see if you can guess it based off of this clip here.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Here we go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that.
Oh, dang it! I forgot about that one too.
Yeah, Jurassic Park. I don't have a whole lot of clips for this, just because I was having trouble finding them. But yeah, Jurassic Park is one of those movies. Like the second and third ones and the world and all that was okay, but the whole. Yeah, you're giving your thumbs down. I see.
I only liked the first one.
The
Everything else
first
was
one, I
terrible.
think, had the magic. The first one, I think, had that magic. You had, pretty much an all-star cast. What was it? Sam Neill, and you had, what's his face? Oh, the guy from Independence
Jeff
Day.
Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, thank you. He's so erotic and erratic in real life. It's fun watching him.
Erotic. Okay.
That's what I meant. I
Erotic.
meant right. So erratic, erotic, like he's just all over the place.
He's neurotic.
Neurotic. Thank you. Yes. So words. So yeah, I don't know. Jurassic Park is just a movie that, like, I don't know, like it as a. I don't know, like I watched the movie with boyish wonder. If that makes any sense. Like, it was a movie that it turned into this thriller, stay alive kind of movie. But the whole idea of breeding dinosaurs and them coming to life and then seeing different dinosaurs on the big screen, oh, that was so cool. Like, that was like the first half of the movie. I think so. When was it released? I'll tell you if it was.
It was released. Hold on, wait, I got this.
I thought you had this Googled already.
1993.
I'm sure, yeah. I was a teenager then. So yeah, I probably would have been at the movie theater seeing this.
Cool.
But yeah, like the first half of the movie is like, oh. And then the second half of the movie is, whoa! Just because of the whole dinosaurs breaking out. It's, if you guys haven't seen Jurassic Park by now, I don't know what to tell you, but you're missing out.
It's so good. I remember I actually talked about Jurassic Park to my dad not too long ago.
Really?
And he was like, "Oh God, I hate all those actors in there. It's a great movie, but I hate all the actors in there."
Really?
He can't stand Jeff Goldblum. He can't stand Sam Neill.
Really? What's wrong with either of those actors?
He just doesn't like them.
The kids were annoying a little bit,
Yes.
but other than that, like, I thought it was a pretty good. Yeah.
I don't think I've met one kid that I liked in any of the Jurassic Park movies. Sorry, kids.
Yeah. The whole Jeff Goldblum shirtless thing was unnecessary.
I don't even remember that, to be honest.
Where he was injured and he's laying on a table and he's like just laying there, like, and then he's shirtless. You remember? Okay, well, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
it's just
kind of.
completely unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. No, I'm not showing it on the podcast.
I think my most memorable scene with Jurassic Park was when the guy was on the toilet and the dinosaur just like chomps on him.
That was the lawyer, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, my heart broke for him.
Mm-hmm. When you gotta go, I think is what Jeff Goldblum said.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's so sad.
So, Jurassic Park. All right. What was your number 7?
Oh man, my number 7 is such a great movie called The Count of Monte Cristo.
Monte Cristo. Well, I may have a sound effect for that as well. Is that Spanish, Monte Cristo?
Yeah.
Okay, well there you go. I was right. All right, so go ahead.
So it's a 2002 film, and it is so good. It's a very long film, and the first half of it is it's slow, but it's a good slow. It tells the prologue of a man who was wrongly accused, and he spent I think it was like 7 years or 12 years or something in like a solitary confinement dungeon. You know, it was really creepy. There was like stones all over it, like surrounding him, and it takes place in like a Victorian era kind of thing.
You like your Victorian movies?
I know. I just noticed that, and then afterwards he gets out and he sees he has an elaborate plan for the man that framed him, you know, in the first place, because he never committed a crime, you know, and it's such a good revenge movie.
Okay. Sounds like something out of Sid Meier's Pirates, where you're hunting down the guy that arrested your family.
Yeah. Oh man, this was so good. It was like well thought out. It was so well acted. You'd actually probably recognize a lot of the actors there. I think one of them was from Star Trek.
Why is it that every Spanish movie has some kind of revenge plot? I am Montoya. I am. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Yeah.
Inigo Montoya. But whatever. It's just constant.
Funny.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. What's your number 7?
My number 7. We're gonna continue playing this game where you have to guess.
Yeah, sure.
All right, here we go. Can't hear it?
I can't hear it.
All right. You shall not pass.
Oh, Lord of the Rings. Ugh.
Fellowship of the Ring. Yeah, I liked the first movie a little bit more than the other two movies. I know that the second movie and the third movies had large battle scenes, but the first movie sort of set the stage for everything, got you into the characters. Just the overall dialogue between the different characters. At the end of the movie with whole Frodo and Sam Seam and the boat. Ugh, love that. So, like, I don't know. I think Lord of the Rings in general, like, the Fellowship, like the original 3 movies, not The Hobbit, but the original 3 movies, just this long movie about saving the world. That's what you do in Lord of the Rings. You're saving the world, you're trying to get the one ring to Mordor, throw it in the lava pit, and done. But you know, that's like an epic, you know, the world is ending kind of scenario. And then you go into The Hobbit, where it's just dwarves and a hobbit traveling, and they face a dragon, Smaug, or whatever. Fine. But I'm just saying, like, I felt more of there was more of a sad story there, more of a tense story with the world ending in the original movies, in my opinion. I just really enjoyed the original trilogy better. But Fellowship of the Ring, I think, was the best of all 3 movies, just because it really got the story arcs and the characters set up. I know you didn't really care for Lord of the Rings at all.
My mother always taught me that if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say it at all. And I have absolutely nothing to say about Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
Not a thing.
Wow. Wow.
What? At least I like Star Trek Wars.
Are you always this wow? Wow. So then, wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry,
That's all I have to say about that.
Nothing to say about Lord of the Rings. Blech.
All right. That is as you wish. It's fine if that's how you think about Lord of the Rings. I tried. I really try to get you into it. Now, I will admit that the extended edition is very long and makes the movies unnecessarily long sometimes, but as a fan of the movies, you know, if you like the lore and you like the characters, then it doesn't bother you at all. But to someone that hates the movie, you'd be better off watching the shorter version, like the standard theater version.
I watched them all with you, and
You hated it.
it's not that I hated it. I didn't detest it. But it just wasn't my cup of tea, you know?
Mm-hmm. You didn't like the fight scenes at all?
I think there was one fight scene that I liked, and I don't even remember because it wasn't even that memorable still. All
right.
Sorry. Oh, God, I feel so bad for you. I'm so sorry. Oh, you poor thing.
Wow.
It's okay, because there are a lot of movies that you hate. You hate watching with me, so it's okay, right?
As you keep talking.
I'm just saying.
Everything you say now is wrong.
There's lots of movies that I watch that you absolutely hate.
Yes,
you know,
agreed.
You know,
but I have taste. I have good taste in movies, I think. She's giving me the stink eye.
Wow. Okay. It's opinion. It's opinionated, you know, each to their own taste, I guess.
Sure. All right. What are we on now?
Number 6.
Number 6.
You poor thing.
All right. Number 6. Now that you've sapped my will to live.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Can you agree that Ransom was pretty good with Mel Gibson?
Give me back my son! Is that one?
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen it once. It's okay.
Yeah, I liked that movie so much. I'm a huge Mel Gibson fan.
Really?
Like, anyways, like, regardless. But I loved Ransom. Ransom, like, pulled on my heartstrings so much. And,
Did you like that movie he did, What Women Want?
I have actually... Oh, have I seen it?
Where he can read minds, or he
Oh, yeah. It was okay. I didn't really like it.
It was a comedy more so than anything.
Yeah, I'm not too big into, like, romantic comedies.
Me
I
neither.
think there's only 3 romantic comedies that I really, really like that it almost made it.
I like 50 First Dates personally. Like, I thought that was good. With Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. Okay. I thought that was decent.
I liked the ending to that, but that's it.
Yeah.
1996 was when Ransom came out. It was very good. Really pulled on my heartstrings. It was so good.
Oh, I'm thinking of Click. Click is another one that I really liked with Adam Sandler. Because it's like a whole... and guess who was in that? Wow! Every now and then.
Oh,
Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
He was in that movie as he was the Angel of Death, I think he was.
Was he? Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to derail you there.
No, that's good. I liked Click, too. Click was okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, getting back to what you were saying. So you said it was Ransom. Did you have any more thoughts about Ransom? I watched it once. I don't remember it, honestly.
I definitely recommend another watch then, another go at it, because it was very similar. I feel like it's very similar to Air Force One in the sense that he didn't kidnap a plane, but he kidnapped, Mel Gibson's son, you know. And it was heart-wrenching, man. Mel's a good actor.
Yeah, when he doesn't have that whole Christ complex thing going. I'm just saying, he's a little... Have you seen... There were a couple of clips of him where he left a message on his girlfriend's phone or something, and he's just going off, and what he says is really nasty. I don't want to, start slurring or making fun of actors on this podcast, but I'm saying I've heard of Mel Gibson.
He had a meltdown. Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that.
Okay. I'm just saying. I lost a lot of respect for him after seeing a lot of his behavior. Let's just put it that way.
But here's the thing, though. Actors are humans too. They're just like you and me. The only difference is that they're in the public eye. So every little thing that they do is going to get critiqued.
I agree.
If someone flips the lid, let's say, okay, DGA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you get into a heated argument with someone,
Mm-hmm.
and your viewers see that, and they're like, oh, I had this whole expectation of him, and now, that's kind of been soured. Well, same thing with Mel Gibson,
Yeah.
like he's gonna have arguments and stuff.
Well, there's a difference, though. I'm right.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm not that conceited. Not that conceited.
What was your number 6?
My number 6 was. Are we still playing this game? All right. All right. Hold on.
Hey, I have your car towed all the way to your house, and all you got for me is light beer?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
All right. You'll know. How about this?
Back to the Future. That was amazing.
Thank you. Back to the Future Part 3.
Time circuits on.
Back to the Future Part 3. Out of all of the movies, I like the third one the best. The Wild West scene, I think, was my favorite out of all of them.
Okay.
And, that's when you got into Clara. Like, she was okay. But I liked... at that point in time, Doc's and Marty's characters were more family than the other two movies, I think. Like, in the first movie, it was Marty and this crack Doc. Yeah, they were kind of friends, but Marty was more of a test experiment to Doc. And then, at the end of that movie, that's when they're like, okay, you saved my life, you care about me, they became more family. Then in the second one, they didn't really have a whole lot of time to explore that. It was more about saving, getting the almanac back from Biff. In the third one, in the future, or in the past, in 1885, they actually had time to sit down and hash out things and talk about love life and all that stuff. And I don't know, like the third one, and I love the ending of that with the train and trying to get the DeLorean up to 88 miles per hour. And on top of that, like in general, when it comes to Back to the Future, the characters are so well done. Doc is just this crazy, scientist with these crazy mannerisms. Marty! Do I have a clip of that? I don't. Yeah.
He does like the.
Marty!
It's all right, Copernicus. Everything's gonna be fine.
I'm pretty sure it's a different movie. Are you sure he does that?
He's like, Monte, no. I can't do his impression.
I don't think he does that. He has a dog, and I love that he names his dogs after
Einstein.
famous scientists. Einstein, and do you know what the name of his dog was from the second movie? I just played it in the clip.
Oh, I don't know.
All right, we'll hear.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, it's all right, Copernicus. Everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Copernicus. Yeah, Copernicus was his dog from, I think, 1955.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, I don't know, like, and then Marty, and then there was always that Biff was always the villain, but he was still a humorous villain. Like, again, this one clip I played already.
Hey, I have your car towed all the way to your house, and all you got for me is light beer?
I love that. From the first movie, like, he has the gall to say, he wrecked George's car, had it towed back to his house, and then complained that, I towed your car all the way back to your house, and all you have for me is light beer. And he was drinking while he was driving on top of that. So, like, I don't know. It's just, the whole series, I think, was fantastic. Humorous and tense and time travel, all of it. I love it. But the third one, I think, was the better one. Did you like the third one? The Wild West?
I liked all of them, honestly. I think my favorite one was the second one. Actually, no. I don't know. It depends. My favorite movie overall was the second one, but story-wise, I liked the first one better, and then the second one. And the third one was my least favorite, only because I think the first and the second one had a better story. But I loved the Western feel, and I thought that was just so good and still up to par with the first two.
Okay, fair enough.
Have you seen the Back to the Future reunion? The video podcasts, like, reunion?
I have not. I think the last time I saw them together, Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd were on stage pretending they were Marty and Doc. And they were hashing out a scene, like a pre-made scene. it was cool. It was really cool to see them together like that again. But I'll have to check out this reunion thing that you're talking about. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They also have like the Karate Kid reunion.
Really? Ralph, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, Macchio.
Ferris Bueller's. They have like all these reunion like podcasts. It's actually pretty cool.
There's a Star Trek Voyager podcast, if you can believe it. Tom Paris, Tom McNeil, and Harry Kim. I forget his name. The actor. But they have a podcast that they put together, which is interesting. Yeah. So yeah, everyone's doing podcasts. Everyone's doing reunions. Well, what else are we going to do during the COVID thing, you know? It's not like you can go out and act and create more content. You have to do everything from home.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, that was my number 6. What was your number 5?
My number 5 is something that you probably have seen called AI, Artificial Intelligence.
It sounds familiar, but I don't remember it.
It stars Haley Osmond, something like that. Hold on, let me Google this. I keep forgetting to Google firsthand.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, guys. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, it's
The suspense is killing me.
Haley Joel Osment, and it's 2001, and it's about the very first robot that was programmed to love. Have you seen that?
I have not.
Really?
I don't think I have seen that.
It's a sci-fi movie. It's like not post-apocalyptic, but like it sets in the future, you know, where robots have their own civilization.
That's been done before, though. I mean, the robots having emotion, like Johnny Five from Short Circuit, a movie you haven't seen.
No.
You know,
but I'm not a
kind of gets feelings, huh?
Fanatic. I'm not a sci-fi fanatic like you.
I know, but I haven't seen AI either.
Yeah, this one's actually really good. It's so heart-wrenching, and it's so sweet, and it's so nice, and it's just it's so good. The story is told in such a way where it really makes you think, you know.
Okay.
And it's from 2001. I think it was one of the first movies that did the whole robot program to love type of ordeal.
That sounds like something out of Black Mirror. You know, that one Netflix series with all those crazy short stories.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds something out of that. But
yeah.
Cool. Okay. My number 5, and I have no clips, but I have this one.
You have made me very angry. Very angry indeed.
Is that Pee-wee?
No, that's Marvin the Martian from Looney Tunes.
Yeah, it is.
No. Well...
You have made me very angry. Very angry indeed.
That's not Pee-wee, but it's Marvin the Martian from Looney Tunes. At least that's what the clip was titled.
Okay.
But the movie is The Martian. I couldn't find any...
Space Jam!
I couldn't do Space Jam because, again, everybody get up. Like, that would have automatically copyright on my...
Oh, wait. Duh, you said it. The movie is The Martian. I was like, Space Jam!
You're still trying to come up with the movie I already said.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Marvin the Martian, the movie The Martian. Not Brad Pitt. It was Matt Damon, I think. Where he's marooned on Mars and he has to grow potatoes and survive until they can come pick him up. I really like that movie. It has the right mix of humor and survival and sci-fi and the crew, the crew of the original ship that left them behind, sort of disobeying orders and going up after him and stuff like that. I really enjoyed the movie. The Martian. I've not read the book, but the movie is fantastic. Do you remember it?
2015, I do, actually. It's a very, very good movie. I am not a fan of Matt Damon at all whatsoever, but...
Wasn't he in Good Will Hunting as well?
Yeah, I've never seen that.
With Robin Williams? You need to see that. It's really good. I know you don't... I watch it for Robin Williams. I mean, Matt Damon... I mean, if you're going to watch it for Robin Williams.
I will. Have you ever seen the movie where Robin Williams was a killer?
Is that where he was like a photographer or something?
Something like that. I think he was a killer or
Stalker. He was like a stalker. He had like his own photography thing going. It was like he was. I remember the movie picture, like the movie poster. It was the side of his face, and anyway. What was the movie called? Are you Googling it now?
Insomnia, I think. Wait, was it? No, it's not. I don't know.
It had something to do with photography. I could have sworn it was like the movies or photographies, and at the end of the movie, I think like something played and that revealed the kind of person he was, and it all came out. Anyway, it's a movie that I haven't seen in a very long time that I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, you said Robin Williams, and I was like, huh, he actually did other things other than the comedy.
Yeah, he did. He was a very good actor all around. Mm-hmm. Oh, Captain, My Captain, and what else did he do? Patch Adams, where he was a doctor. He had a lot of good movies.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sorry. Good Will Hunting. No, The Martian was your number 5, right?
Number 5 was The Martian. Mm-hmm. So what was your number 4?
My number 4 was Matilda.
Matilda? You mean we're talking the little girl Matilda?
Yeah, with the
from Mrs. Doubtfire. Mrs. Doubtfire was another great Robin Williams movie. Mm-hmm. But anyway, go ahead.
Yep. I've seen that movie so many times when I was a child, so much so that I knew every single line. I knew what was going to happen, and I just still loved it. And I normally don't like to repeat movies, but man, Matilda was one I watched all the time when I was younger.
She had like bewitched powers, right? Where she can twinkle her nose or something and something would happen.
Yeah, like she'd snap her fingers or do this or something.
Yeah.
And it was so cute. It was such a cute movie. And that teacher was such a female dog. I could not stand, or the principal, not the teacher. The teacher was nice, but the principal was so mean. But she was so comically mean and scary that so satisfying when she really gets it.
Okay. I've never seen Matilda. Matilda was not on my sci-fi must-watch list.
You gotta watch it. It's so good.
Yeah. I'll take your word for that one.
Oh no.
Given a choice between Ransom or Matilda, I think I would choose.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, as a guy.
I know, but you might like Matilda. It was really quirky, and it had a great music soundtrack. And why is my hair being so weird now? Okay, sorry. Stop it.
Put that cookie down now.
Put that cookie down now. Stop it.
All right, go ahead. Sorry. All right, you're number 4.
My number 4, and again, we're going to play the game, right? So I'll do one that's probably not so apparent.
Look, that gun and caught a sniffle.
Is that... Wait, what? Do that again?
Look, that gun and caught a sniffle.
Look, I've gotten caught a sniffle.
Did you say Luke?
No, look.
Oh, look.
I've gone and caught a sniffle.
I have no idea.
All right, how about...
He chose poorly. He chose
poorly.
Mm-hmm. All right, one more.
Well, I'm sorry about your head, though, but I thought you were one of them.
Yeah, they come in through the doors.
Is that Indiana?
Yes.
Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Okay,
Out of all of the Indiana Joneses, the last one is my favorite. Well, not I want to say the last one, just because the whole Shia LaBeouf thing. To me, that doesn't count. But
it wasn't awful.
It wasn't awful, but it was not my favorite. Anyway, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I loved the dialogue between Sean Connery and Harrison Ford. Oh my god, it was so good. I loved the tension between the two. Here we have a father that pretty much ignored his kid for his entire life. Now they're forced to come together and work together to beat the Nazis and get the Holy Grail before, the Nazis do. And the personality clashes are fantastic. Then you got Marcus from the previous movie coming in, Sala from the previous movies coming in. It's like they all came together. The only thing that was missing was Marion from Raiders of the Lost Ark, but she came back in the Shia LaBeouf one, the Crystal Skull. I'm glad though that Short Round and that screaming jerk face of a woman from the second one, Willie, I think, wasn't in the third one. The showgirl, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Short Round was okay. He was the Karate Kid guy, but like, she was constantly screaming.
Yeah.
The Temple of Doom, constant screaming. Every scene, she's screaming. I'm so glad that she was not in the third one. So glad. Elsa was better. Way better.
Which one was Elsa?
Elsa was the one that she was actually a German all along, that she was the turncoat.
Yeah. That was unfortunate. I felt bad for her at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Give me your other hand. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you like the Last Crusade?
I liked them all, but I won't say anything else because it is on my list.
All right. Enough said. All right, so let's move on to number 3 then.
Number 3 is The Patriot.
The Patriots. I have yet to watch that. It's on my list.
Yep. It's so good.
Is it like Braveheart? Like, is it like action, fighting?
Yes. It's just, actually, it said the Braveheart on my list, but I had to fix it because I got the two confused. And I love Braveheart, don't get me wrong, but man, The Patriot, I think, hits a little bit more, tugs on your feels like a little bit more.
There's not a bunch of guys in that movie pulling up their kilts and showing their butts.
No.
Okay. All right.
It's just like that though, like a serious movie, a war movie, an action type of movie, and it's tragic. It's such a tragic movie, like Braveheart, and it's so well acted. Oh my gosh!
Is it as long as Braveheart? Braveheart was a pretty long movie. It's like 4 hours, wasn't it?
I don't think it's as long, to be honest.
Probably like an hour and a half, 2, I'm guessing.
Was Braveheart that long?
I thought Braveheart was a fairly long movie.
Wow, 3 hours and 2 minutes. I didn't even notice that. The Patriot is 2 hours and 55 minutes.
Oh, well, there you go. All right, so I guess I'll give it a shot. I've never seen it yet.
That is a definite recommend for everyone out there. Like, it's
without spoiling anything. Are you able to say what you liked most about it? Was it the battles, or was it the acting, or like?
It was everything. It was the story, the acting, the heartfelt drama that it did have. The battles were so good, and no, that would be considered a spoiler. I won't say that.
Was there any love? That whole love crap in that? Like, was there a lot of love interest, love triangles, and all that stuff?
Actually, not a lot.
Okay, cool.
Not a lot. Oh, Heath Ledger. You know Heath Ledger?
Yes.
He's actually in it.
Oh, okay.
And he plays a major part. So.
Right. Good to know. All right.
He's very good in it. Mm-hmm.
And that was your number 3?
Yes.
Okay. My number 3, and I guess we'll go ahead and play this same game here. Let's do...
Is it the Star Wars movie?
Okay, good evening, America, and welcome aboard Apollo 13.
Did you hear that at all?
I didn't hear anything.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
Armageddon! Apollo!
Armageddon Apollo.
Apollo something. Apollo 15.
Pick a number.
18.
Lower.
13.
Yes,
12.
13.
Oh, okay. Apollo 13. That was a good one.
Apollo 13 is a fantastic movie. Tom Hanks did such a good job in that movie. I know you're not a Tom Hanks fan, but I for the most part, like most Tom Hanks movies. And Kevin Bacon was in it, and Gary Sinise, I think, was in it.
Bacon. He's so good.
Mm-hmm. It was an all-star. Ed Harris, I think he was in that too, as the failure is not an option, people. And it was just, like, the entire movie was tense. I loved how they were working different problems as they were coming up, using science to solve things, but there was also that human element where they're freezing to death while they're waiting to get back to Earth. There's so many things that could have gone wrong. And it's based on a true story, which is even, more heartbreaking. But I think they did a really good job with that movie.
Yeah, they did.
It's a movie I could watch over and over again without blinking an eye, I think. It's that well done. And any opinion on Apollo 13 before we move on?
I loved the movie. I thought it was so good. I've seen it once or twice, and it was good. It tugs on your feels, your feel strings.
Yeah, the wives on Earth, listening, not unable to do anything. Yeah, that's
it
rough.
killed me.
Despite the dangers, I would still love, if my health were better, I would so love to pioneer some kind of space thing. You know what I mean? Just to explore. I still believe out there somewhere there's stuff that we don't know about that could help us in today's society.
I'd love to do the training. Like, I think that would be fun.
You mean you're spinning around in circles real fast, the centrifuge?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's to withstand. That's to test to see if you can withstand the G-forces.
Yeah, I want like all the alphabet forces. I want them all. I just want to spin.
Wow.
Oh no.
What was your number 2?
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna do the "Are you always as wow"?
Well, I could, but that would be too predictable. So I'll just do.
Yeah.
Wow.
My number 2 was all of the Indiana Jones movies.
Okay.
I literally have it listed. All of the Indiana Jones movies.
Now, is that cheating a little bit? I mean, that's 3 movies right there.
Is it?
Well, all right. So I'll let it go. It's casual. What do you? Which movie did you like the best out of all 3?
Oh man, the most memorable, right?
Memorable.
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 Cerebral membrane is
That's our vocabulary going down the toilet.
Yeah. Is the Temple of Doom. That's the most memorable.
That one? The whole heart, the whole grabbing the heart out of the that's memorable.
You know why?
Why?
Because of the part where he puts his hand on the boob statue, like to try to open the wall.
I'm right here, and then he pushes it, and she's like, ah! Again, screaming for no reason.
And as she's crawling, right?
The bugs.
She turns around and there's like this huge millipede on her fingernail or whatever. That was the most disgusting thing ever. And I remember just always thinking about that scene, but it was so good.
Do you have dreams about reaching your hand into the hole to pull the lever to save Indy? And then all these insects crawling up your arm? Like, do you remember?
It's not a dream. Like, every time I clean something, I'm always thinking of that scene. Always.
That movie was so over the top, though. It was just so, like, the worst case scenario. It was always, between the bridge and... I don't want to spoil it.
It was the saddest one with all those slave children, like, with the whip. That pulled on, like,
What about the voodoo? The voodoo magic where he has a voodoo doll and he's stabbing Indy?
And it was a boy. This, like, for so long, I thought it was a girl. Was it a girl or was it a boy? I don't remember.
It was the prince. I thought it was a boy.
Okay, with the monkey brains and all that.
Yes.
Oh man,
the monkey. With the eyeball soup and the snake surprise. Yeah. Still, I mean, I'm a big indie fan, but that movie was, some parts of it were just too much.
That was the second one, right?
Yes, Temple of Doom.
Well, I don't remember too much of the first one.
That was Raiders of the Lost Ark, where he met Marion, and he had to find it was the Lost Ark. He had to beat the Nazis, Germany, to the Ark.
What about the third one?
No, it wasn't the Nazis. I just think it was the Germans. The third one was Raiders, the Crusaders. Yeah, it was the
right.
It was the Last Crusade with his dad.
Yeah, those were Germans and Nazis. The first one was just treasure hunter people, right?
No, it was Germans. The first one were Germans too. Yeah.
Or Russians. I don't remember.
It wasn't Russians. They were Germans. Pretty sure.
Okay.
It was always the Germans.
Okay.
Except for the second one.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked them all. They were so good, dude. I remember the first one because Maid Marian, like, she had really
Maid Marian? That's Robin Hood. Men in tights over here. Okay.
That should have... Okay, you know what? Yeah.
Is that going to go on your honorable mentions? Men in tights?
Yeah.
Not by Mel Brooks? Don't ask me the year. I couldn't tell you. You haven't seen Spaceballs though. How can you watch?
I've seen Spaceballs.
Have you seen with Rick
I don't
Moranis?
remember it.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember it, except for like a big giant Darth Vader helmet or something, or a Stormtrooper helmet.
I like when he's trying to drink the coffee through his filter. It's so fun. Anyway, hot, too hot. Anyway, I don't want to. I could quote that entire movie, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I don't remember too much of it.
All right. So what are we on now?
Number one. What's your number one?
No, we're on number two.
What's your number two?
My number two, and again, we'll play a clip, I guess.
Oops. Oops. Well, you say we try that one again, huh? Yes, without the oops.
That was Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum.
Independence Day?
Yeah. And then, of course, we have...
This is the vault. Or as some of us have come to call it, the freak show.
I don't remember that.
Brent Spiner. Data from Star Trek. Anyway. Yeah, Independence Day is one of my favorite movies. This is a movie that I could watch every so often, just without a blink of an eye. Again, it's that whole end of the world thing, and this is why I hated Resurgence. Independence Day came out with a sequel called Resurgence, I think. I tried watching it. Yeah, it was action-packed, but I didn't feel like it was as thought out, planned out. It wasn't as drawn out as Independence Day. Independence Day was a long movie. Through and through, we had all these different character arcs. You had the hillbillies. I don't remember their names, but then you had the one guy was always drunk, but at the end of the movie, he ended up saving the day. And then you had Will Smith, and then you had Jeff Goldblum, and then you had all these different parties coming together, different personalities. And at the end, they work together to, destroy the aliens. But it was all action-packed. It was believable on top of it. It was all believable. I know you're like, whatever. Aliens don't have shield. There are no aliens. Yeah, but...
No, I think the better movie was War of the Worlds. I didn't really like too much
with Tom Cruise. That was okay.
Except for the Screaming Girl. I hated the Screaming Girl. You talk about screaming all the time. She was always screaming.
But we only saw... War of the Worlds was good. But we only saw the movie through the eyes of Tom Cruise and the family. Not as the military. Not as... Again, with Independence Day, we had all these different things coming together from different angles. And
I liked Independence Day. I just didn't like the comedy. I think for an alien movie, killing the White House building, I think that should have been more of a serious type of movie, more of a scary type of movie, but it was too comedic for me, and I didn't care for that, honestly.
Will Smith was definitely heading up that department with his...
Yeah.
Gotta get me one of these! Or, I could have been at a barbecue! Yeah.
The punching of the alien and those one-liners...
Welcome to Earth. Yeah.
I'm good with Independence Day. I'd rather not see that movie again.
I liked the cast. I liked the movie. I liked the plot. I liked all of it. I don't know. It's just... I first watched it back when I was... I was at a church retreat, I think it was, as a kid. And I watched Independence Day for the first... I'm like, what is this movie? I gotta see it. So I first learned about Independence Day at this church retreat. And as a kid, I didn't know how to look up movies, but later on, I'm like, so this is the movie that everyone was raving about, and I watched as a kid, and I can see why now it was so popular back then. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what year it came out, but it was so good. But anyway, and what was your number one? I have a sound effect for number one. Here we go, because this is super tense. Our first number 10 list. There we go.
I didn't even hear that.
No? It was the Inception horn. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, okay. My number one was Prince of Egypt.
Never heard of it.
This movie is by DreamWorks, and it tells the book of Exodus in the Bible as an animated movie. And
is Exodus the whole birth being?
Moses and
Moses
freeing his his people, So
Let my people go.
yes,
Yeah.
and the soundtrack is amazing. The soundtrack has Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, like all these great.
Is it cartoon or is it musical or?
It's an animated cartoon.
Okay, so it's like a Pixar movie.
It's like a Disney movie.
Okay, all right.
Like Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin.
When you said DreamWorks, I was like, that sounds cartoony. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only animated movie from DreamWorks. But like that's like a beauty, like the drawing, like the cartoon drawings, not the CGI stuff.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I loved Prince of Egypt. I saw it when I was younger, and it really honestly spoke to me, and honestly it's one of the movies that really built up my faith, my own belief, my faith.
Right.
And it's it always makes me cry, it makes me laugh, it makes me want to sing because I love the music in it. And it's just one of my favorite movies.
There's nothing wrong with that if you like what you like. I have a hard time believing that, you can turn water red and, we can kill the firstborn of everyone unless you put lamb's blood over the house or I've seen I haven't seen that movie that you speak of, but I have seen versions of like The Greatest Story Ever Told, and it wasn't cartoony, it was real life. I don't remember. Oh crap! What's his name?
Passion of the Christ or something?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't anything new. It was Charleston Heston. No, Greatest Story Ever Told. 1965.
That's the old one.
Maybe it was not that one.
They showed it, I think, last.
There's been so many Moses movies. I don't even remember anymore. But my Charlton Heston, maybe. I'm pretty sure it was Charleston Heston. I think. Anyway. I don't know, like, I'm like, this is a little unbelievable. But then again, that's the whole faith thing. I'm not going to get into faith and religion and all that right now. But as a kid, I'm like, eh. I mean, at the same time, though, I grew up Catholic. So, like, I knew about this stuff. It's just, I had a hard time accepting it. But you like the movie, and it's very, is it kid-friendly, I take it? Is it, because the Bible can be pretty ruthless, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it can. Mm-hmm.
So is it kid-friendly?
This is definitely kid-friendly, for sure. Mm.
All right. Interesting. All right. My number one, and again, this is the Inception button horn. Okay. My number one, and I only have one clip, and I doubt you'll get it, but I think you're up to the challenge.
I can't hear it.
He's yelling, "Sake! Sake!"
Do it again?
All right, hold on.
Oh my god. I wish I could hear it.
That's all right. He's just yelling sake. Like the the Japanese drink sake.
Oh, is it Last Samurai or something?
Yes, The Last Samurai. Yes, you know that. You know my favorite movie is The Last Samurai. I have yet to find a better movie than The Last Samurai. Tom Cruise did such a wonderful job. And I love the whole battle scenes. Like, you probably I've never seen The Patriot, as we just talked about, but The Last Samurai has a lot of battle scenes in it where, you've got these samurai-styled warriors going up against muskets and, different cannons and stuff like that. And the whole, the whole fighting, the way of life of the Japanese culture, and Tom Cruise learning to fight, learning the culture. Him and Mashimoto, I think it was, talking, the head of the samurai army there. Just the two of them having a conversation. I loved all of it. Like, the scenery, the setting, the battles, the things that happened to the samurai during the movie and at the end, like all of it. And then what happened when the ruler of Japan, who was this little kid, not little kid, but like he looked like a teenager. He was clueless. He didn't know how to rule or what to do. And he finally found his voice and put his foot down and did what needed to be done. And I don't know, I liked all of it.
I I love a good Japanese or foreign film. Like, and Last Samurai was pretty good. I really liked it. It's my dad loves The Last Samurai. I'm not too big on Tom Cruise's part in it though, honestly. I think if they had someone else, but I mean, I guess
The Rock Johnson. It's Wayne The Rock Johnson.
Jet Li. I love Jet Li.
All right, Jet Li. That would have been Jackie. That would have been too comical at that point. I cannot watch a Jackie Chan movie without him falling off a bridge or just rolling over a table and then hitting himself. I don't know.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
No.
Oh man!
But see, the whole point of Tom Cruise, though, you have to play a part of an American. Jet Li would not have worked.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You would need a regular American that like an American warrior that had fought in the war. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the part.
Yeah.
Gilbert Gottfried. Gottfried.
How about like Steven Seagal? Would make good.
He's too.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hey yo, Japanese.
Yeah, what's his name? Rambo guy. Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone. Hey yo, Adrian, I'm gonna fight some samurai. Hey yo. Hey Apollo.
Nicolas Cage, Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken, yes. Wow, the Japanese. They're all zen.
This sword is too sharp.
Ouch.
I just cut myself.
I cut my finger. Now you're William Shatner. Look. Stop.
I liked Last Samurai. My dad did too. You know, we saw it together, and it was a good movie. I liked it a lot. I love the scenery, and yeah, I love a good foreign film.
Okay. Well, was that everyone's number one? I guess we're good.
Yeah.
All right. Honorable mentions. We had a couple.
A couple hundred.
Yeah. I'll just read them off.
Yeah.
Sphere. You know Sphere?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was good.
That was a good. I like that sci-fi stuff. The Langoliers, except for the end with the whole Pac-Man.
Really?
thing. The beginning and the middle of the movie were good. In my opinion, I like the idea of a time travel. We're stuck in the past by only a couple of seconds. We need to survive. I like that whole sci-fi story. The whole Pac-Man crap and the whole crazy businessman that's murdering everyone. That was. But I liked the idea of people like 10 passengers waking up on a plane. Everyone's gone. What happened? That opens the door for such a good story. And to some degree it did, but at the same time, the visual effects and some of it like kind of fell apart toward the middle/end. But I liked the overall idea of it. I might have to try and read the book by Stephen King and see if it's actually better. The Stand, I liked The Stand, not the new series, but the old series with Gary Sinise and Molly Ringwald or whatever her name is. Mm-hmm. Contact was good. Interstellar, Train to Busan, great foreign zombie flick. And then I have some Star Wars and some Star Trek ones on here, like Star Trek First Contact, Return of the Jedi, and Rogue One. Those are ones that I wanted to put on my list, but didn't want to talk about them too much. So what was your list? Should I go get some coffee or a tea?
I will try and be quick. Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Okay. Added.
Yeah. The Princess Bride.
Okay.
The Notebook. I don't like a lot of romantic stuff, but The Notebook was so good.
Next you're going to tell me You've Got Mail is another thing. Okay.
I liked... No, wait.
That was with Tom Hanks.
No, not that one. There was another movie with Sandra Bullock and I think it's Keanu Reeves, and it wasn't Speed. It was another.
Sure?
Yes, it was a love movie, and it was actually really sad.
Was Keanu Reeves not acting in that movie either?
Basically, no.
Just that stone face.
You might have actually liked that movie because it was so surreal. It was her life was about a month later than his life, and and like through letters they fell in love, and it wasn't until like he said for her to wait 7 years until they meet. It was really sad. It was good, but anyways, The Notebook was good because the ending had like such a huge twist. Wild America is a movie that I used to see when I was younger all the time because I had a huge crush on John. What's his name? Kid from Home Improvement.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yes, him. And then I fell in love with the rest of the boys, and yeah, it was actually a pretty good movie.
Man, you jumped around the whole cast, didn't you? All three of them.
I did. I ended
First
up
it was Brad, then Randy, then the small one, then back to the middle one.
Never Randy. Never Randy. No offense or anyone, but never you. So, Interstellar. I liked Interstellar a lot. Man, that made me cry.
The only part of that though was annoying. Like that one part where the music went like really loud. It was it was people were complaining in the theaters about how loud it was. And the director or the creator of the movie was like, "Oh, that's just artistic vision." No, turn that crap down. Yeah. Anyway.
The part where she took too long to get back in the ship. And then like that, oh god, that broke my heart, dude.
I gotta watch that again.
Oh, so good. Anyways, and the Hunger Games, all of them. I loved all the Hunger Games.
The first one was my favorite. The other ones were more political than. Like I think there was another arena battle at some point. Like they were back in the arena and during one of the movies, but.
Did you know that the Hunger Games movies was based off of a book?
I figured it was.
And then that book, I believe, was actually based off of the foreign film, The Battle Royale.
Is that what the kids in the high school? There was a bunch of kids in a school, and they were put on this island. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Man, so good. Mm-hmm. That's also on my list. There's a movie from Liam Neeson called Unknown. Really good.
Qui-Gon Jinn? Really? Okay.
Yeah.
From Star Wars Episode 1, Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Anyway, go ahead.
Have you ever seen Unknown?
With Liam
Neeson?
I don't remember.
He loses his memory. He loses his memory of who he is. And there are people around him who he does know that are, I think they were either trying to frame him or they were trying to help him, and I don't remember, but it was a fantastic, good man action-packed movie, and those are really good.
I will find you and then I will kill you.
Kind of, but yeah. You're gonna make fun of me. I liked Silent Hill a lot, and it's on this list.
Okay, so just as a reminder, we are accepting applications for a new co-host.
I liked Silent Hill. The game was good, so the movie was actually really good.
I have yet to watch a good movie based off of a video game or vice versa.
I have Doom on here too.
Doom? Yeah. I've got balls of steel. How could you make a movie about that?
I liked the movie. It was really good. And all the Resident Evil.
Where is it?
I liked the Resident Evil first one. The rest were
I'm thinking of Duke Nukem, not Doom. Did you say Doom or Duke Nukem?
Doom.
Okay, I'm getting my first-person shooters. I thought you meant like Duke Nukem, where the guy is like, where is it? No, Doom guy doesn't talk, though. How could you make a movie about that?
Doom?
No, he does say something in the video game. He goes, when he's trying to open up a door and can't.
Have you ever seen Doom before?
No.
The movie? It has Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Of course it does. Because Gilbert Gottfried said no.
13 Ghosts. I loved 13 Ghosts.
That's okay. It's okay. It's alright.
Jurassic Park. Collateral Damage with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay.
I can never say his name. Okay, and The Uninvited was really good.
Is that based off of the video game too, or no?
No, that's based off of a foreign film called A Tale of Two Sisters, which is so creepy and also on my list. And so
because there is a horror adventure game called The Uninvited for the NES. It's a follow-up to Deja Vu. Deja Vu, I promised no video games, but Deja Vu was one of those push open like you had a command list, and it's like Shadowgate. Push, open, pull, whatever. But Deja Vu, then came The Uninvited. That was a horror where you were in a car crash, your sister's gone, and there's this scary house in front of you, and you've got to go into the house and find your sister. And I was just wondering if the movie had any relation to that. I'm guessing not.
No, I don't think so. And then Air Force One, and there's a movie called The Vanishing that is really good. It has Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland, yep.
Yeah, and Jeff Bridges. And oh man, that movie's so sad. It's of a man who's traveling with his wife, and when he stops at the gas station, the woman goes in, and she gets kidnapped by someone. And he's like trying to find her like everywhere, and it's such a good revenge movie too. And there's another. The last one I have is two more. And then there's Eye for an Eye.
Okay.
With Kiefer Sutherland in that too. Another.
You like Kiefer Sutherland because you like 24 big time.
His movies, like he's a great actor. I like him too. And Still Alice with Julianne Moore. Have you ever heard of that one?
No, I've not.
You might like that one. It's about a woman who's actually losing her memory, and the movie revolves around her life and her journey on her getting Alzheimer's disease, and it's really wow, dude. Wow, that is a very inappropriate, but
I saw it. I'm like, I have to.
Wow, folks. Inappropriate humor right here. Right here, wherever.
Sorry, I laugh. My mom has dementia, so I have to laugh at it. All right, go ahead.
That's morbid.
At some point, I'm going to get it too. It's just a matter of time.
But it's a good movie, and it's pulls on your heartstrings, and it's really eye-opening on Alzheimer's. So it's pretty good. Wow.
All right.
That was it. That's on my list. I'm sorry.
Cool. All right. Sounds good. All right. So I guess we'll move on to our Patreon and Twitch thank yous for the month of February 2021. We'll start with Patreon, folks. Ratsies pledged $135 this month for a lifetime of 3,365. Awesome. Scotty R pledged $100 for a lifetime of 1,610. I don't know how he buys all of those board games and can still support me, but thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Greg Howe pledged $10 for a lifetime of 422. Brian Maggie pledged, I don't know if I pronounced his last name right, $50 for a lifetime of 400. Mindalot pledged $5 for a lifetime of 80. Rip Alpha pledged $1 for a lifetime of 46. Rabid Amoeba pledged $1 for a lifetime of 5, and Alyssa Barrett pledged $1 for a lifetime of 4. That's so awesome that she's continuing to support me. I did a Kickstarter preview kind of sort of with her on Tabletop Simulator.
Cool.
So yeah, so as a thank you, she supported my Patreon, which is cool.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, that was nice of her. Twitch. I don't have like amounts or anything, but most of you, I think, pledged, if not all of you, pledged the $5 level. So White Knight has been a subscriber for 34 months, Bessa702, 32 months, Mistama, 17 months, Misa, 88, 5 months, S Princess, 84, 2 months, Bean and Cheese, it's Bean, $1, 1 month. Nick Beard, I keep reading Nick Beardo, but it's Nick Beard 50 for 1 month. FBN ZZ's Journey 3 months, and Rapid Amoeba 5 months. So thank you all for all of your support. I do appreciate that. I do have some new releases. The Captain is Dead, which is the digital adaptation of the board game. I reviewed that recently on my YouTube channel. You can get that for 10% off right now for $18. Tiny Lands is like it's a new game that just came out where you're trying to find the differences between the two pictures. You can rotate the landscapes and stuff. $7. Luck Be a Landlord, which is a roguelike slot machine kind of game. $10 on early access. I left the rest of them off because coming up there is a Steam Game Festival. It's on February 3rd, which is tomorrow. A bunch of demos are going to be out on Steam for you to try for a limited time. So I'm going to be busy doing that. And probably you guys will be too. So I'm not going to get to new releases. No one's going to be buying new releases with all of these free demos out there. In terms of sales, the Banner Saga on Steam is 85% off, $3.74. Civ 6 is 75% off, $15. Gunfire Reborn, 21% off, $9.47. Green Hell is 30% off, $17.49. Plague Inc. is 60% off, $6. They recently introduced a new cure mode in the Plague Inc. for the whole, like, it's sort of COVID themed, but you have to save the world in this. So I might cover that at some point. House Flipper, 35% off, $12.99. Green Man Gaming, I do have an affiliation with them, so if you click on the link in the below description and buy something, I'll get a small cutback from that. No Man's Sky is 59% off, $24.30. Hitman 2 Gold, 77% off, $22.50. That's, I think it was originally $100. Human Fall Flat, 70% off, $4.44. Resident Evil Biohazard, 71% off, $8.81. And Monster Hunter World Iceborne is 45% off, $21.82. Still too expensive for me, considering how hardcore it is. Humble Bundle, again, I'm affiliated with them. Political Animals, it's a lighthearted political game. I don't like political games, but this one's very lighthearted and has cute little animals in it. 90% off, $1.49. Holy Potatoes Weapon Shop, 90% off, $1.49. Bounty Train Tranium Edition, I don't know what that includes, but the Tranium Edition, 90% off, $3.49.
Wow.
So, yeah, some awesome deals there. And I guess lastly, we'll get into our Spanish segment of the week, or Spanish sentence. I guess it should be Spanish sentence of the month at this point. It wouldn't be right, though, to do this segment without the appropriate sound effect. And there it is. That's how it goes.
I'm forgiven.
Right, there we go. Thank you, Q. All right. So what do we got here? Hey, tantas. Hey, all right, let's do this right. Hey, tantas, buenas películas, películas por ahí. Ahí. It's okay. Y demasiados malos también. All right, so let's diagnose this. Hey, so you're saying hey, tantas. Well, that's Spanish for tonto, which is the Indian Tonto. You know the Indian war chief Tonto. So hey, Tonto, buenas, good. Peculiar. I can say the word peculiar. I'm Porky Pig right now. Hey, that's all, folks. Peculiar. I can't say peculiar. I can't say it.
Peculiar.
Thank you. I have a speech impediment. I can't say. I found a word that I cannot say.
Peculiar.
Peculiar.
Yeah, peculiar. Say it again. Say the whole thing again.
Hey, Tonto. Good peculiar.
This is amazing.
Oh my god. So, yeah, that's our Spanish segment of the week.
I can't even speak English right now.
I can't. I said I have a speech impediment. I can't say peculiar. Peculiar. I can't say peculiar.
Peculiar. Oh, that's amazing.
For ahi. So, hey, Tonto. Good peculiar. For ahi. Meaning that, hey, Tonto, you have a peculiar laugh. Because remember that? Stop laughing at me.
I'm not
Peculiar. I can't say peculiar. I can't say it.
There you go. You just said it.
Whatever. Anyway. Damasalodos. Melos también. Well, también is also. Melos is Malox, which is Malox. It's like an acid throat thing. Demaslados. Damas, is that L or I?
The I.
Demasiados. Dema. There's a word called demigod, which is sort of like
But you know it's not that because there's no Dios in there.
I know. I'm trying to break the word apart. Dema, like kinda. So kinda Ciados, and Ciados is C. Let's go C. Yes, and then Ados is A, and then Dos is 2. So if we're gonna break this apart, kinda yes, a 2. So kinda yes, a 2. And kinda yes, a 2. Malox also. Meaning, I also... It's peculiar. Anyway. And that is correct. So... Wow. I think that's correct. Yes?
So wait, you said high tontos, good peculiar. What's the rest?
For laughing. Like the ahi! It's a guy that's laughing. You know that one clip where the guy's laughing and he's like, ahi! Yeah. Well, that's what that is, ahi.
Good peculiar for laughing.
Yes. I think that's correct.
Okay, so it's the second segment?
Do I have to say it over? It loses itself in the translation.
No. Alright, fine.
Do I really have to say it over?
No, it's fine. Okay, so it says, hay tantas buenas películas por ahí y demasiados malos también. Not malos, malos también.
Uh-huh.
Very good.
What does that mean?
It means there are so many good movies out there and too many bad ones too.
All right. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get copyrighted for this, but this is my correct noise from here on out, assuming I don't get copyrighted. Correcto! He's saying correcto.
I see. Yeah. Very good.
In case that gets flagged, I'll just use this.
That is correct.
All right. So there we go. Spanish sentence of the week. Again, we need that special. There we go. We can't move on unless we do this. Let's just stare at the screen uncomfortably. Yeah, you like that? I think I was close this time.
Yeah, that was a very peculiar sentence, you know. So
very odd. Yes. Very strange. Yes.
Oh man, what's the synonym for strange and odd?
Weird.
No, it starts
I win.
With a P. It starts with a P.
Peculiar.
Yes, very good.
You like that? Okay. All right. Well, I hate leaving the podcast on a somber note, but I do want to, unfortunately, what was it? A couple of podcasts ago, we reported that Tara, one of our ferrets, had passed on. Unfortunately, Sophie also passed on in January, just a couple of, was it last week at this point? So, yeah, I just want to report that. She was a great ferret. She was the first ferret that I rescued, and she actually got me into ferrets in the first place. I was on my way to work. I found her underneath my car as I was, I wasn't driving or anything, but I was getting into my car. I saw something run under it, and I'm like, what is that? It looked like a small rat or something. And then I got down, and I saw this furry creature. I'm like, what is this? So I picked it up in my coat so as not to get bitten and get rabies or anything. And then here was a ferret, took it to the vet, no chip, nothing. So I took it in, and we eventually got a friend for Sophie, Sarah, who's hairless now. And then we ended up getting a lot more ferrets after that. So Sophie was our first ferret that we ever got. And unfortunately, it was really hard to see her passing on. But she lived to be 7 or 8 years old, because we didn't know her age when we rescued her. But so she lived a full life, and I'm glad that she was there for me, and I hope that she's okay wherever she is. So I want to thank everyone for watching me and watching us here on this podcast. If you guys haven't already, subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince and Ida Lee. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care.
Bye, guys.